How petty will the gods get this time? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with Blood of Zeus Season 2, Episode 1. And this has been a while. It's been a while since we reacted to Season 1. And just to go over my thoughts again for Season 1, it was good. Nothing amazing, nothing spectacular. It wasn't like anything special. Excuse me. But it definitely got certain points across with, how petty the gods are and everything. Especially Hera in the case of that first season. And got to show some cool action with like Heron versus Seraphim and everything. It was good. It was good. Nothing amazing, but good. This season eventually came out, and it took me a little bit to get to it because just other things have been a bigger priority for me, if I'm being honest. And on top of that, I just wasn't really invested in needing more of this. If I'm being completely honest, I was not really like looking forward to the possibility of a season 2. I know there's that cliffhanger bit with Hades and whatnot and Seraphim, but like I don't think this needed a season 2. Not every show needs to continue on forever. Not every show needs to have multiple seasons. Sometimes a show can just be a single season, and that's it. And excuse me, Blood of Zeus felt like that kind of show. It told a singular story, and I don't think it needs to do anything more. Like, is there places this could go? Absolutely. There's definitely more they could do with what they've built here. And again, they obviously left it open for a season 2 with that cliffhanger. But I don't think they should have done the cliffhanger, and I don't think a second season is necessary. But, I mean, I do hope that they prove me wrong here. I do hope that they show that there's not necessarily a need for a second season, because there definitely was not a need. But I hope they show me that they can at least make it work and mean something and, feel at least worthwhile, even if it's not necessary. That's my hope here, that they make it come across as at least worthwhile. I think there's 8 episodes again this season. I don't know for 100% certain, but I will say that I hope there's a recap at the beginning of this, because it's like I remember some stuff but not everything. And I didn't do like any kind of like big long recap going through the events of the first season again, because that would have just, taken up too much time that I didn't want to use for that, if I'm being completely honest. So I apologize for all the yawning. I don't know why. This always happens. When I start recording for a day, like, I'm not yawning at all before that. But when I start recording, for some reason, I just really start yawning. And I don't know if it's because of, like, talking more Because, like, when I'm just sitting here on my own time, I'm not really talking that much. Obviously, I don't really have much of anyone to talk to. But it's like sometimes I'll make a comment to myself while watching something. But I guess maybe it's because I'm talking more than I usually would because of doing the reaction and all. I don't know. But the yawning is just like crazy right now, and I don't know why. I don't get it. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully this season proves me wrong. Hopefully things turn out good. But I'm just keeping my expectations at a reasonable level. Because like they need to do some work here to make the story feel like it's worthwhile to watch. If they're going to continue this, it needs to feel like we're going to want to see more, you know? And maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe other people really wanted a second season, but I really kind of didn't. Maybe that's just me. Of all the shows on Netflix that I wish were not canceled, this is one that I kind of wish just got the one season. It's like you give another season to this, but you can't give another season to Dead End Paranormal Park. What's up with that? Or Glitch Techs? But you give another season to a show that does not need another season. What? And they can't even like cite like, oh, this is did better at everything. It's like, okay, if this did better, then people just did maybe watched it a lot but didn't actually care about it, because I never have heard anyone talking about this. No one talks about this series. No one. I don't ever hear anyone talking about this series. But glitch techs, I hear people still talking about to this day. Dead End, still hear people talking about. This series, nothing. Not even when the first season aired. Nothing. So I don't know. I don't know. Let's just get on with this and hope for the best. Cutting in here real quick to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions with 2 on Wednesday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. I do pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend. We have gaming content as well on our secondary channel, Princess of Gaming. Every single day we upload parts of Baldur's Gate 3, and every other day is Horizon Forbidden West. But on Saturdays we also get to Nier Automata. Don't forget to click the link in the description for today's reaction. I redirect everything on the channel just because of copyright. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that like button. It helps out the channel and allows me to get more of this awesome content to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get on with today's reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I was looking up the voice cast, because I wanted to know like some of the voices. Apparently, Fred Tatasciore is Hades. Persephone is Laura Pulver, who was Irene Adler in the Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch. And Gaia was voiced by Jean Gilpin, who I don't think I recognized really from anything that she happened to be in. Um, Except for like some minor roles in some movies and stuff I've seen, like Jingle All the Way and Godzilla and Muppet Christmas Carol and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Just very minor roles though. And Athena was Sarah Elmaleh. I'm thinking is the pronunciation. Who is in like Final Fantasy 15 and other stuff like that. I don't think there was anything big that I would like really know her for. Um, but yeah. So Not really much of anyone outside of Fred Tatasciore that I really know. But I wanted to check because I wanted to be sure, and unfortunately, the credits don't actually tell you anything. I hate that some of these Netflix shows like have credits that don't list the voice actors. It's like I get listing all these other people who do all this work to make it look good, to make it like run well and have it animated well and all of that stuff. Yeah, definitely credit them too, but credit the voice actors. Like you should credit everyone. The voice actors shouldn't be like skipped over for that. And it's like, yeah, I know it showed like a list of some of the voice actors at the beginning of the episode, but it's like that's not in the credits though. And you didn't list everyone, and it's just like no fucking clue who voiced the shadows, for example. Have no way of knowing that. It really sucks because I feel like everyone who works on something deserves to be credited. And when you don't credit the voice actors properly, it feels really like terrible, just for lack of a better word. It feels terrible to do that to them. When the voice actors are part of what gives these characters, life and personality and whatnot. They're very important to any show that requires voice actors, mind you. But it's just like choosing not to credit them is stupid. And it honestly just insulting. But let's actually talk about the episode. So, this episode took place during the war at the end of season 1. While all of that was going down, Hades hatched a plan with Persephone to get this stone to help him and her escape from, well, the underworld and be able to take their place on Mount Olympus as they deserve. They basically just want to be freed from their prison because they have no way to leave it. And because of this, Hades sends out these shadow servants to go get it. But, they have to deal um with Hestia, with Athena to a lesser degree. And eventually, because they're spotted and everything, the plan kind of goes awry, and the stone is taken to Gaia, who hides it and everything. So yeah, crazy series of events. The animation was good, the voice acting was good, there was a lot of great action and intense imagery and whatnot. I feel the pacing felt long. Maybe that's just me, or slow, I guess. Maybe that's just me, but the pacing felt pretty slow. Like it was, I felt like I watched almost double the amount of time that I actually did. And it wasn't so slow that it was boring. It's just that it feels like it was dragging at some parts, which is wild to think because it was just go go go, constant things happening. But there's like certain things where it's like, oh, we're showing stuff from the war and everything with Heron and whatnot. It's like I don't feel like that needed to be shown. You could have cut that part down. It's like some of the stuff was new, like the voice calling out to Heron, telling him it's like, oh, you have to save your brother and everything. But I just think overall, it could have been maybe cut down a little bit, like maybe a minute or two, and that might have helped. It wasn't, again, it wasn't too slow that it was entirely boring. It was just, it was noticeable. And while it was very action oriented the entire time and there wasn't like a lot else other than that, it felt it felt like it didn't give us room to breathe in a way, and I guess that kind of makes sense. But it's like usually at the beginning of a season we have a moment to breathe before the action really starts, but this just like thrust us into it, and this feels less like the start of a new season and more like just part of season one. And whether or not you think that's a good thing is, I guess, just entirely subjective and up to you. But I feel like I needed maybe a little more time. Maybe showing a little more of like just Hades and Persephone together at the beginning before anything else would have helped. But I don't know. That's also adding more into it in an episode that already feels like it needed to have a couple things cut back on. So it's like I guess I'm mixed on it. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of really interesting things happening. Again, a lot of great action, great animation, etc., etc. But the pacing and certain aspects of it, I just felt like could have been handled a little better. I guess we'll continue to see how it goes down, and just excuse me, and just hope for the best. Sorry about all of that, Jesus. Um, so we'll continue to see how it goes for now, and hopefully it wins me over a lot more than it has. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any thoughts, anything I forgot to talk about, anything you want to hear specific thoughts on that I didn't mention, please feel free to mention that in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.